Today, Barry Zito takes his turn in another wild card showdown against the Cardinals and their superstar, Albert Pujols. Pujols is a three-time MVP and one of baseball's best players. The Cardinals are just one game behind the Giants in the wild card, and Zito goes for a getaway day win in the final game next. One more day here in St. Louis as we come to you from Busch Stadium. It is the final game of this three-game series, Giants and Cardinals. Again, everybody, I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Each team has won a game in this series. We've had some pretty good pitching. We've had some pretty good hitting. But this game will decide who wins the series. Now, Zito had a start against the Cardinals at the beginning of the year. He struck out 10. He threw shutout baseball. He could do that again.
Well, he could always do that when he's been going out there. He's been taking great ability and great stuff, and he needs a few breaks, and he'll do the same thing today, we hope. His opponent today, Jaime Garcia, the guy's nails too. Yeah. Two completely different styles of pitching. Zito, a fly ball strikeout guy. Garcia, a ground ball strikeout guy. So for Zito, I think a key here is keep the ball in the yard. It seems to be an easier thing to do for a guy like Garcia, who's a ground ball guy. But Zito has to keep Pujols and Holiday in the yard.
And Bruce Bochy said for his offense, take the ball the other way. Garcia's going to throw a lot of pitches out over the plate. All right, when we come back, we're going to take a look at the Wall of Fame right at AT&T Park. And today we're going to highlight Bobby Bonds. That's right, Bobby Bonds. We'll do that right after this.
Giants Baseball is brought to you by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Toyota. More people say yes to Toyota than any other brand in California. Learn why at your Toyota dealer today.
Back here at Busch Stadium, the unusual stance of Stan the Man Musial out in front of the ballpark. Well, all month long, we've been taking a look at the Giants Wall of Fame. That's right, the very important Wall of Fame at AT&T Park. Today, we're going to highlight one of our favorites, and that's Bobby Bonds.
Bobby Lee Bonds was born in Riverside, California, and signed with the Giants in 1964. He would go on to play 7 seasons in the orange and black. Bonds was known for his outstanding combination of power and speed. He was the first player to have more than 2 seasons of 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases. Doing so a record 5 times. The record was matched only by his son Barry. He became the second player to hit 300 career home runs and steal 300 bases, joining Willie Mays at the time. Together with Barry, he is part of baseball's most accomplished father-son combination, holding the record for combined home runs, RBIs, and stolen bases. In his career with the Giants, he led the National League twice in runs scored, won 3 Gold Gloves, and was an All-Star twice, including being named the All-Star MVP in 1973. Bobby Bonds, a member of the Giants Wall of Fame.
Bobby Bonds, a great Giant, and he's where he belongs at AT&T Park. All right, stay tuned for an update from the Comcast Sportsnet studios in beautiful San Francisco right after this. We're back here in St. Louis as you take a look at the beautiful arch. This is the final game of the road trip for the Giants. And the Giants have a chance to take the series. Our game time weather is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 86 degrees here at the yard. Winds are calm. Humidity at 63%. And it is indeed today partly cloudy.
Time now for our Ford Right Choice. We go back to April 24th. That's when Barry Zito faced these Cardinals back in San Francisco. And he was brilliant. 8 strong shutout innings. And in that outing, he struck out 10 Redbirds. It was just one of 5 great starts he had in April. And he got off to a 4-0 start. But this one against the Cardinals really highlighted that month. And 3 times this year, Zito has had double-digit figures in the strikeout column. And this was the first of the year, and he was fantastic. And that is our Ford right choice.
Giants won that ball game 2-0.
Right now we're going to take a look at our Toyota keys to the game. And it's going to be very important for the Giants hitters to go with the movement. That's right. Jaime Garcia, the lefty with the Cardinals, has got a real good sinker. You don't see that very often with left-handed pitchers. And he'll throw a lot of balls out and away from the right-handed hitters. If you try and pull him, you're going to hit a nice little ground ball to Brendan Ryan, their shortstop. You go with him to right field, that will be the key. And defensively, you got to strap on the leather. These Cardinals put the ball in play, especially with a guy like Zito, who's a fly ball guy. You're going to have to play good defense, especially in that outfield. And the other thing, when you play these Cardinals, you got to keep Pujols under control. He has been red hot, and that is going to certainly be a key in today's ball game as to how Zito handles Albert Pujols. Do not let him beat you.
Cardinals have taken the field. Let's take a look at the Giants lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Rowan in the leadoff spot, followed by Freddie Sanchez and then Buster Posey. Pat Burrell is the cleanup hitter. Jose Guillen with the Giants, 10 for 24. He's been a great add, followed by Sandoval. Uribe back in the lineup. Whiteside behind the dish. Zito on the hill.
Cardinals defensively are going to set it up with Holiday, Jay, and Craig. That's your outfield. Ryan and Feliz will be on the left side of the infield. Lopez and Pujols, the Gold Glover, on the right side. Yadier Molina, he'll be in the squat putting down the signs, and the guy on the bump today for the Cardinals will be the left-handed rookie Jaime Garcia, and this is his year, and it is an outstanding one. 10-6, 2.58 ERA, and 105 strikeouts against 54 walks. That 2-to-1 strikeout ratio, especially impressive when you consider that he's a sinker ball guy. 2.5 ground balls to every fly ball he gives up, and a 2.5-to-1 ratio is one of the leaders in the league. Garcia is a guy who go high 80s, low 90s with 2 types of movement. He can cut the fastball, but you're going to see more sink. He's got an excellent changeup. He'll also throw a curveball and a slider. But to beat Garcia, you got to beat the sink. And when you look at sink, you try and you look up. You look for a mistake. And as Kite pointed out, you go the other way.
Field and Colbreth will be calling balls and strikes, and it's Mike Everett, Gary Cedarstrom, and Ed Hickox from first to third. Rowan just about ready to stand in. We've got baseball here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's like another packed house watching the Cardinals and the Giants wrap up not only this series but the seasonal series as well. So here's Garcia and the first pitch of the game, and it's a strike at the knees. 117 first pitch. Rowan at 242. He's got 10 home runs, 32 RBIs, and he pops this one out of play. Bruce Bochy said before the game he wanted to give Andres Torres a bit of a breather. He also said he wanted to play the lineup that beat Cole Hamels, and this is that lineup. On the ground to third for Pedro Feliz, and that's how this game gets started. If you're an infielder today and you're playing behind Garcia, you hope that you got your rest. He's going to make you work.
Do you like playing behind sinker ballers?
I did, if I had my rest.
Well, you always got your rest.
I didn't like it if I didn't sleep too well. Sanchez hitting .263. Sanchez 2 for 5 on Friday.
Boy, that is big time movement that just runs away from a righty. I mean, you can really get a good look at, with this camera that they have here on the center batting eye out in center field.
Another bouncing ball to third.
And really just subtle movement. It's a cut that he gets him on. So a fastball that, I mean, you got to guess if it's going to go away or if it's going to go in, and that's the difficulty in hitting Garcia. He has lots of movement and he understands it.
Here's Buster Posey. Posey hitting .344. He's had a good road trip. 9 for 21. Got 9 home runs, 46 RBIs. And this is the first time he's faced Garcia during the regular season. 2-0 with Pat Burrell on deck.
You just don't see that many left-handed sinker ballers. And we've seen 2 in the last couple road trips. 2 that are really, really good.
Posey fouls it back.
The other guy we saw was the left-handed reliever, Johnny Venters, for the Atlanta Braves. He's in their bullpen, and he has really done a great job for Atlanta. And now you're looking at Jaime Garcia.
There's a shot, and Feliz has got it. And that'll end the inning. Posey hits it right on the screws. Cardinals are coming up. Giants go down in order. Cardinals are coming up. So let's take a look at Tony La Russa's lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Brendan Ryan, then John Jay. Albert Pujols, lifetime numbers against Zito, pretty good. Holiday Lopez, the former Giant Pedro Feliz, hitting 6th. Then it's Molina, Alan Craig, and then Jaime Garcia.
The Giants defensively today are going to set it up with Burrell, Rowand, and Guillen. That's your outfield. Uribe, Sandoval on the left side of the infield. Sanchez and Posey on the right side. Aubrey Huff getting a day off. Eli Whiteside, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs, and the gentleman on the bump today will be Barry Zito. And let's take a look at his year. Start number 26, 8-7. He's eaten up 162 innings. That is fantastic. Only 146 hits allowed. And you see the 2-to-1 strikeout walk ratio. Zito, the 4-pitch guy, a fastball with a cut, a changeup, a curveball, and a slider. Zito lifetime against the Cardinals 1-4. In fact, his shutout earlier, 8 innings of shutout ball, which enabled the Giants to win 2-0 back in April. The only time he's ever beaten this team.
First pitch to Ryan is high, with Sandoval and Posey both playing a couple steps in, especially Sandoval. 2 for 6 in the series for Ryan. Fielding Culbreth calling that pitch high. John Jay and then Albert Pujols. Bottom of the first inning. And that pitch called a strike. So many thinking that may have been the same pitch, but I do believe that one was a little lower. It's 2-1.
Culbreth more of a low ball umpire. But he'll give you some width out off the plate.
2-2.
Brendan Ryan this series has hit 9th. He's hit 8th, and now he hits 1st.
He's got decent numbers against Zito. He's 6 for 13. No swing.
All right, did he go? Let's take a look. 2-2 breaking ball. He could have been rung up on that one. Close.
Aaron Rowan coming in center field. He will put it away. 1 out. And here's John Jay.
Nice location on that 2-pitch fastball.
One for 3 last night for John Jay. This will be the 3rd game now that we have seen this young outfielder. He's 3 for 7 in the series, and he's been pretty impressive. Zito starts him off with a strike, a fastball.
Well, he has, and you know, he's a guy you really can't overload one side of the defense. You got to respect him because he hits the ball all over the place. an unusual style of getting ready. Lots of hand action.
Freddie Sanchez with a fine play, 2 outs.
Boy, has he been something with the glove.
He has been sweet with the leather. It's not a great play, but it's a really nice play.
You know, is a play like that any more difficult as it's his first opportunity? It's the first inning, as opposed to, say, making that play in the 5th when you got a little rhythm?
You'd like to have a little bit more of a, if there is such a thing, a routine ground ball. But once you get it and make the play, you want like 15 more of those. Here's Pujols. Pujols at .316, 32 home runs, 88 RBIs. Bounces this one foul.
His 32nd home run of the year was Friday night against Madison Bumgarner, and it was really a spirited at bat. And this was a 2-strike count. He cut a fastball on the outside corner. He went right out to center field with it. He is such a great hitter, as JT Snow would say, and has said he would pay to watch him hit. Yeah, a lot of people say that. But he's just so solid and well balanced. There you see young Madison Bumgarner, the winning pitcher in Friday's game. There's his line. 97 pitches in 7 innings.
High and deep to left. Burrow now just off the track, and that ends the inning. Pujols thinking, I just missed it. Well, I want to be part of the excitement of potential postseason play at AT&T Park. Well, check out the on-deck plan. Reserve your tickets for next year. Get guaranteed seats for playoff games this October. The number to call is 415-972-2298. Here's Pat Burrow. Burrow looks at a strike. On the ground, Feliz under his glove, and the Giants have their first base runner, and it's a base hit off the bat of Pat Burrow.
Giants baseball is brought to you by Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days, in store now.
Here's Guillen. Guillen with the Giants 10 for 24. Taking all the way, and he takes a strike.
You watch Guillen, and he'll take a lot of first pitch strikes, especially early in the game, to get a purchase. I mean, I think that's what good hitters should do. And he's not intimidated to get down 2 strikes, even with a guy he doesn't know much about. And he is swinging the bat with confidence right now.
Pablo Sandoval to follow. Guillen has seen Garcia one other time. He's 0 for 1. Double play ball. Ryan Lopez in a 6-4-3.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about being a sinker baller. One pitch can get you well. I mean, the good news is that you'd get the ground balls. The bad news is that there's going to be days where those ground balls find holes, and you hope as a Giants fan that one of those days is today. But right now, not a whole lot of speed on the base paths, and an easy turn for the Giants Keystone, or the Cardinals Keystone combination. Ryan and Lopez.
Sandoval at 265, 10 home runs, 49 driven in, 1 for 3 lifetime against Garcia, and he skies the very first pitch up into right field. It's the right fielder Craig, and that'll end the inning. So with the help of the double play, a quick inning for Garcia. Cardinals coming up.
Bottom of the second here in St. Louis, no score. Time for our Subway Eat Fresh. Ask Crooked Kite. Visit csnbayarea.com and ask us a question. We're going to answer one a game. This comes from Adam from Playa del Rey. And the question, how does putting backspin on the ball help a hitter?
Well, it seems to have a bit more carry if you've got backspin.
It's also the product of a level swing. If you have an uppercut, you catch a ball, you'll get topspin, and that takes distance away. Backspin gives you carry.
Here's Matt Holliday. Holliday lifts one out to Aaron Rowan. And Rowan will put it away.
Well, a reminder that Giants baseball is brought to you by Supercuts. Save money without looking like it.
Giants had a barber in the clubhouse the last 3 days. Guys are getting haircuts all over the place. Lopez hitting .245, 6 home runs, 32 RBIs. He's had success against Zito, 7 for 19 with a home run. On deck, Pedro Feliz. Way out in front, and it's 1-2. Cards up until last night had lost 5 straight. See you later on the fastball.
Just paint that outside corner. So very early on in this game, Zito has established that he'll go to both sides of the plate with 2 types of movement. And if you think back to April, I mean, he had a lot of cut fastballs in that game. Here he's going with a 2-seamer, and he's got a little subtle movement that's just running away from a righty, and he is just splitting the uprights with it. Nice pitch.
Feliz at 229. Since he's arrived in a Cardinal uniform, he's 4 for 8. Had a big hit against Lincecum last night as he doubled one right down the left field line. Actually, it ended up being a triple. Burrow had a tough time digging it out. This one is hit on the ground and into right field, a base hit.
Well, he has definitely brought his hitting shoes since he showed up here in St. Louis. And Giants fans remember when Pedro Feliz would go to right field, that was usually the indicator that he was locked. Fastball belt high away, and he's always been a good high ball hitter. And that's how you beat outside location.
Here's Molina. Just missed down low. Molina hitting .253. 2 balls and no strikes. He's got 5 home runs, 45 RBIs. And a strike.
Had a good 2-0 pitch. I mean, if you can make location pitches like that behind the count 2-0, 1-0, 3-1, you can get guys out. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do to pitch from behind, and Zito, I think, pitches behind as well as anybody on this Giants staff.
Boy, it's a close call. It's 3-1. On a play, 3-2.
Talking to the Cardinal people here as to how this ballpark plays, and they say there's never really any one field that's live because of the wind. For the most part, you're kind of protected. You don't feel a lot of breeze when you're on the field. And at times it'll carry to left, at times it'll carry to right. It really just depends on the weather.
Feliz will take off. The 3-2 pitch is outside, ball 4.
Okay, when Zito misses, he's not missing by much.
Here's Alan Craig. Craig hitting at 175. He's got a home run. He's got 9 RBIs. Went 1 for 4 in a start on Friday against Madison Bumgarner.
Well, that is a tight zone, folks.
Wow. On a play on the fastball. It's a ball and a strike.
But the thing about Zito, I mean, he doesn't really think of any one of his pitches as being his #1 pitch or his #2 pitch or 4th best pitch. In his mind, every pitch is the same. It's just different movement, and he applies it to the situation, to the certain swing type. So for him to go into the strike zone on a 1-0 count, he'll throw any pitch. The problem with a tight zone from an umpire like Colbreth is that it causes a lot of extra pitches from a pitcher. I mean, you're gonna work a little bit harder, throw a few more pitches, and in a day like today, you really don't want to see your pitcher get into a 25 pitch or beyond inning because it's hot.
Lined out to right, and Guillen will put it away. Cardinals strand a pair. We'll head to the 3rd. 0-0.
Well, after the game today, the Giants are going to hop on a plane. They're going to head back to San Francisco, and tomorrow they're going to open up a 3-game set with the Cincinnati Reds. And KMBR has a special $6.80 special view level ticket offer that you can get. It's good for all 3 games against Dusty Baker's Reds. And all you have to do to purchase tickets, go to sfgiants.com and use the coupon code KNBR. Again, use KNBR as a coupon code to receive the special offer from KNBR, the sports leader.
Good look at this beautiful ballpark right in downtown St. Louis. Is Juan Uribe will lead it off. No score. It'll be the 7th, 8th, and 9th place hitters in Bruce Bochy's lineup. First pitch breaking ball for a strike. Uribe did not play in the first 2 games in this series. Pops this one out of play, and it's a quick 0-2.
So Garcia softball and Uribe, first pitch breaking ball, and he comes back with an 0-1 changeup.
And Uribe out swinging on 3 pitches.
And a breaking ball, the payoff pitch. Well, as Uribe heads back to the Giants dugout, I would like to remind you that Bloomberg Sports, the leader in data analysis, has developed an analytical product being used by baseball clubs. There's also a product for fans. You can improve your fantasy player, track your favorite players and teams. All you have to do is go to BloombergSports.com for details.
Eli Whiteside at 236. 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. Zito to follow. Both teams with a hit. Cardinals have left a pair. 2-0 to Whiteside.
got a chance to see Kirk Reeder, Woody, in the clubhouse over the weekend. He looks good. It looks like he can go out and pitch right now. Reeder lives in Hoyleton, which is about 45 minutes from downtown St. Louis. Watches every game. Does not miss a Giants game.
Whiteside pops this one up, and it'll be out of play. Well, Reeder was at the game yesterday. You know what? I think I can see his forehead from here. Yep, there he is. Whiteside takes down low on the appeal. Mike Everett said he went around.
All right, let's check it out. Did he go around? Yeah, that's close. I guess he did. So you can see Reeder's head. If you could pick out a guy's head,
I can see his forehead from here. He's right at the end of the Giants dugout.
Oh, there's 42,000 people here. If you can see a guy's head from where we're at, he's losing his hair.
Right, well, I saw Carlo then. Zito rolls it foul.
Yep.
Check swing roller, and Molina will pick it up, and that'll end the inning. 0-0. Well, Sportsnet Central tonight at 6 p.m. here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Damon Andrews and Henry Wolford. See a recap of this game. Check out what's going on in the National League West and the A's and Rays. Highlights of that ball game tonight at 6. A matchup of a pair of left-handers, Zito and Garcia. And it's 0-0. Zito will face Jaime Garcia. There's the Reeder family. Woody, Carla in the Giants t-shirt and the black cap, and then the girls.
Yep. He's got a little concern on his face. I'm not sure if that's for the two girls or if it's for the fact that Giants haven't done much with Garcia the first time through the line.
The two girls.
Yeah, Kirk Reeder was a great Giant. Always good to see him.
Garcia takes a strike, and it's a quick 0-2. Rolls this one foul. The only thing we held against him was his affection for that '87 Cardinal team.
Yeah, that bothered me. He would not let it go.
Off the end of the bat, foul.
But I did like it when he retired from the Giants. He got a call from the Cardinals and said, "We want you to come pitch for us." And this is the team that he rooted for as a kid. He said, "No,
too much Giants blood in me.
Couldn't do it."
And that's the year they won the World Series. That's a foul ball and a good thing. Garcia 7 for 42.
Well, that was a pretty good breaking ball from Zito, and he put a pretty good lick on it.
I would not throw him another breaking ball.
But you know what, though? I don't think I ever played against a guy who came out of the Mexican leagues that did know how to hit a breaking ball. In Mexico baseball, you see a lot of breaking balls, and you learn to hit them.
Bounce it.
like that. Nice call, nice pitch.
So Garcia is the second strikeout for Zito, and here's Brendan Ryan. Ryan is 0 for 1. He had a fly ball to center field. Reader usually has a gathering for the Giants when they're in town. This was a trip where there just was no time.
Plus, he hadn't got that many ex-teammates on the Giants club. Kirk Reeder, as we mentioned, 45 minutes away. That's where his home is, 45 minutes away from St. Louis, and he's got the shed. He's got a big home, and he built about a 5,000 square foot playhouse where he's got all of his toys, and all of his friends come over and they watch baseball and they play cards or they play darts or they got, you know, a bunch of arcade games there. And he calls it the shed, and anybody who goes there, they calls them the Shed Boys. And I think the Shed Boys is a pretty good chunk of the town.
Oh yeah, Carly, we got you. Pitch is just high, and it's 2-2. Yeah, it's great having Woody not watching.
Yeah, he is our biggest critic.
We can just about get away with anything. On the ground, foul. On deck is John Jay.
You know, we talked about a little bit in game one of this series when Jake Westbrook was the starting pitcher for the Cardinals, and he's a sinker baller. And in that game, the Cardinals ground crew really put a lot of soft dirt out in front of home plate, so when the ball was hit in that area out in front of home plate, it would kill the ground ball. And they've done the same thing here with Jaime Garcia, who, like Westbrook, is a ground ball pitcher. And those are definitely advantages that you can create for yourself at home. I just used to hear about how teams would shave the base pass when you have bunters. Well, you can see the dirt out there. It's pretty soft. And it's smart baseball. If you have the ability to create an advantage, do it. Especially if your grounds crew can do it for you.
That's a fair ball. And it'll be a double for Ryan.
Pretty nice battle put on by Brendan Ryan. And in the end, it was a breaking ball, and not a bad one that he went out and beat. He goes down there and just leans out, protecting the plate with 2 strikes, beats a pretty good pitch. Almost gets the ball dude down there.
Here's John Jay, who bounced out to Freddie Sanchez, who made a nice play in the first inning. First extra base hit in the game. And that ball just totally squirts away from Eli Whiteside, and all of a sudden the inning changes dramatically.
Well, it really does. I mean, it changes how you try and pitch to a guy when you have a runner at third base with less than 2 outs. It changes how you set your infield. Ball hit, looked like got Eli Whiteside right on the bare hand. And an easy take a third for Brendan Ryan.
wide with Pujols on deck.
And this is when, as you're a hitter hitting in front of Albert Pujols, you should get something to hit. And this becomes a big pitch in this inning. You can see how they set the defense. They're in on the corners because Jay will bunt.
Three straight pitches out of the strike zone. Not close.
Freddie Sanchez coming in to talk to Barry Zito. Messages, you know what? You get this big donkey to hit the ball on the ground, we'll turn a double play and get out of here. Let's go. But this is definitely a crisis point in this game.
Pujols hit a sky-high fly ball to left field in the first.
And he's hit into more double plays than any other Cardinal. He's hit into 19. He is a candidate.
On the ground, foul. Right over Woody.
And the bench is hooting on him. All right, Woody, make a play. Oh, Woody hit him in the head.
I think it kicked off that bar in front of him.
You know what they call that?
Retired.
An ugly finder.
There's a strike, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, he'll talk about that for a while. But, you know, there's pressure. If you're sitting there next to your two daughters, you better defend, because that ball better not hit them.
That's right.
You cannot let an ugly finder find your daughter. And by the way, Woody, where's your glove, meat? We have rules in San Francisco.
1-2 to Pujols. And Zito will check on the base runner, John Jay. Holiday on deck. Base hit. Pujols on a 1-2 pitch gives the Cardinals a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that's the area where he just is unforgiving. I mean, they tried to cut that fastball, and that was the idea, to try and run that thing on his hands off the plate in. And he just left it out over the plate at the belt. And very quickly, Dave Righetti's going to come out and talk. But this is just an area you cannot make mistakes to Pujols. Above the belt, he is just on it. So the Cardinals draw first blood. And that is especially disappointing if you're Barry Zito and you're ahead in the count 0-2 to make a location mistake as bad as that one to a hitter like Pujols. And I think it's a great time for Righetti to go out there, because you know, you sense that you're heading the count like that, you make a poor location pitch and get beat by it, you're mad. And right now in this part of the lineup, you cannot pitch mad. You got to be focused, and anger takes that away.
Holiday hit a fly ball to center field in the first inning. Here he rolls one foul. It would be wise to keep an eye on the base runner Jay at second base. A double, a walk, and a base hit by Albert Pujols. Holiday down the right field line, out of play, 0-2. "57 pitches for Zito. He had to work through some hitters in the second inning. The same here in the third. Holiday smokes one up the middle for a base hit. Jay will score on an 0-2 pitch as Pujols goes to third.
That's 2 0-2 base hits in a row. And that one right out over the middle of the plate. I mean, he gets the ground ball, and the curveball is his best ground ball pitch, but ball finds a hole, and now this inning has a threat to go big.
Here's Lopez. Lopez struck out in the second. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. And he started with Garcia striking out, but then a long battle with Ryan. He eventually doubled. Lopez hits one out to Rowan, and this is going to be a sacrifice fly.
Nice at bat. That's going to be one at bat that the Cardinals would have a hard time executing. The sac fly, the situational they do. No problem there.
Here's Feliz. The Giants really should have kept Pujols from getting to third. The fact that he did get to third really just cost them a run. Swing and a miss by Feliz, who may have thought that Holiday was going, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Holiday will steal. He's very good at reading pitchers. That's how he gets stolen bases. He doesn't get it on speed. He gets it on jump and anticipation with pitchers move.
Thirty pitches this inning.
That's when you're vulnerable on a hot day like this, when you get into a deep inning.
Foul off the end of the bat. So Zito will rub up the baseball. The Cardinals have struck for 3 here in the third inning. And back easily is Holiday. 3 base hits and a walk.
So you're leaving me, huh?
Dave will be in to call innings 4, 5, and 6. Feliz on the ground to Uribe, and that'll end the inning. 3 runs for the Cardinals. Dave Fleming will be in. It's 3-0.
Welcome back to St. Louis. It is 3-0 Cardinals as we head to the top of the 4th inning. And now joining us, Dave Fleming. Welcome.
That 3rd inning probably could have been a little prettier, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, you're going to have to score some runs to win. Why not score 4 or 5? What do you think?
Well, and Jaime Garcia is a good pitcher, but the Giants have already gotten to him once this year, so they've shown it can be done. You can imagine after Zito had to work so hard in the 3rd, he could be a little beat up right now.
Well, they definitely need to give him a little time to catch his breath. He went over the 30 pitch level in that inning. And on a hot day like this, I think he could stand to see about a 30 pitch inning from Jaime Garcia.
Well, we'll see if Rowan can extend the at bat a little bit here to get the Giants started. It is the top of the order, so they're seeing Garcia for a 2nd time now. Rowan 0 for 1 in the game. 3-0 Cardinals. Ball 2.
Now Garcia can get a little wild too. But they need to get him in his stretch. That's your first goal in an inning. And if you could do it with the leadoff hitter, all the better.
He's been in the stretch for what, just a couple of pitches in the game. That was a pitch to hit, and Rowan dunked it foul. He's checking his bat to see if he broke it. Everything looks okay. Giants only have 1 hit. It was Pat Burrell in the 2nd, and he immediately got erased on a double play ground ball. 2-1. Down and in. Ball 3. So that would be a good play to get this inning started if Rowan could find his way to first base. Might have chased ball 4 there. 1 out.
All right, time now for our trivia question. It's brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. Question today: can you name the player who took the least amount of games to reach 400 career home runs?
Well, that's a good question. Appropriate, since Albert Pujols is 2 home runs away from 400 at age 30. Pretty young age. Freddie Sanchez takes a strike. Well, Rowan got himself in a good hitter's count, just could not finish it off.
Now that's the pressure that a ground ball guy can put on you. When he's got good sink and you're hitting ground balls, it can really frustrate an offense.
That is his bread and butter. That's a good take by Sanchez.
We talked about a little bit earlier that he averages 2.5 ground balls for every fly ball he gives up, and a 2.5 to 1 ratio. That's outstanding.
Sanchez took one, swung at the next one. Very similar pitch, strike 2.
But the fact that Garcia is a left-hander, that's what jumps out at you. You just don't see that many left-handed sinker ballers.
2-2. Sanchez stays alive.
I mean, I can't remember if there's ever been a left-handed pitcher that has led the league in strikeout or in ground ball to fly ball ratio.
Full count, 3-2.
Another 3-ball count.
Almost all the good sinker balls you think about in the game today are right-handers.
Well, that's kind of been that way historically.
3-2 to Sanchez. Popped him up. Right side of the infield. Pujols likes to take charge out there.
Well, Giants baseball is brought to you by Round Table Pizza, celebrating summer with their delicious barbecue chicken pizza, premium grilled chicken, smoky bacon, and a tangy barbecue drizzle. It's barbecue taste at a special summer price. Call Round Table today.
Summer afternoon in St. Louis. Jaime Garcia and the Cardinals leading 3-0. 2 outs, bases empty. Buster Posey coming up for the 2nd time. Strike 1 to Posey. Hardest hit ball maybe on either side. Posey's at bat in the 1st inning, a liner to Pedro Feliz. Not as hard hit this time, but to Pedro again. Giants go down in order. Zito's got to go back to the hill for the last of the 4th. 3-0 Cardinals.
A beautiful look at downtown St. Louis with the Arch. Right now, we're going to ask and answer our trivia question brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. Can you name the player who took the least amount of games to reach 400 in his career? How about Mark McGwire? 1,412 games, and he is here at the yard. He is the hitting coach for these Cardinals. Pujols, he's 1,519 games to get 398. Mark McGwire, 1,100 games to get to that plateau. An amazing source of power. Here's Big Mac.
Well, that's not even close. You think about all the great young power hitters in the history of the game, and McGwire way out in front in terms of the fastest to get to 400.
Amazing.
Watching as his hitters come up here in the bottom of the fourth. Again, Zito already leading 3-0. Zito needs a quick inning. Had to throw 32 pitches in the third in this heat and humidity. Ground ball, base hit. Yadier Molina leads off with a base hit.
And just like that, Zito's right back in the stretch. I mean, that's the one thing you really talk about when you've had a good inning like the Cardinals had in the bottom of the third, and they come back to hit in the fourth. You're talking about in the dugout, let's get that leadoff hitter on base. Let's get him back in his stretch, and they were successful in doing it. And if you're on the flip side of the coin, you're Bruce Bochy and Dave Righetti, you're hoping, let's get this first guy out. So that first hitter, very, very big. Right now, everything going by way of the Cardinals.
Eighth place man, Alan Craig, comes up. Very high, ball one. You got a lot of these Cardinals hitters. They were talking to us, some of the Cardinals folks, when we came to town. Oh, Yadier Molina, he's really struggling. Brendan Ryan, miserable year. Pedro Feliz not hitting in Houston. Randy Wynn not playing much at all. And those have been the guys who've been doing the bulk of the damage.
Well, you learn that you don't pay a whole lot of attention to that, because, I mean, in baseball players' minds, like every series is like a new start. And guys who have been cold, you know, a new start's like a new chance, especially against the Cardinals. I mean, and if there's such thing as, you know, having a rivalry outside your division.
Craig hits one deep to left field. Pat Burrell watches it, gone. 2-0 pitch, and Alan Craig turned on it. Just his second home run of the year. 5-0 Cardinals.
That hurt. They've been waiting for Alan Craig to get hot. Lots of credentials coming out of the minor leagues, and he just has not been able to apply it here at the big league level. Here, however, a fastball middle in, thigh high, and very quickly he yanks this thing out of here.
So 2 runs in, the pitcher up with nobody out.
You know, the point I was trying to make is that, you know, the Giants obviously have the Dodgers as their rival, but if you go back historically over the years, it's been a pretty good rivalry against this Cardinal team as well. And you sense that when you walk through the clubhouse that, you know, this is a little bit different than other series. And I think when you have a game like that or a series like that, you know, guys who have been cold, perhaps their focus intensifies a little bit more, and you see guys come out of their funks in these type of series, and it's happened here in this series.
Zito strikes out the pitcher Garcia. Brendan Ryan will come up for the third time. So you think that holds true even for these two teams when you wore the Giants uniform? The rivalry between these two clubs was intense.
Oh man, it was blood baseball. It was great fun. It was great baseball, but you know, you never really worried about what your personal stats were when you got into that series, because you know, you felt the other team's presence so much.
Guillen in right field, 2 down. Zito's struggling here, and Guillermo Mota is up in the bullpen, just kicking around and starting to get ready out there.
Giants were a bit short-handed the last couple days when Santiago Casilla had not been with the club. He left the club with his wife giving birth to a child.
He's back though. 2 down for John Jay. A slider for a strike.
But just to finish that conversation, this Cardinal team has always been an easy team to get excited about if you're a Giant.
Jay kind of dunks one to right field. It'll be a 2-out single in front of Albert Pujols. I would also think coming into this ballpark where night after night you got a packed house, everybody's wearing red, you got maybe the best player in the game right now, Albert Pujols, wearing that Cardinals uniform. That would help a visiting player, a Giants player, hone the focus. But even with all that, it was not Barry Zito's day, and I think his day is finished. Bruce Bochy's coming out in the 4th inning. Looks like he's going to make the change. So Zito not real happy with the way today went. Mota's coming in when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and tune up your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates LP.
Cardinals lead the Giants in St. Louis 5-0, and they've knocked Barry Zito out of the game before the 4th inning is over. On to pitch out of the Giants bullpen, Guillermo Mota.
Those are the numbers for Guillermo Mota. 51st time he's come in. And he's going to try and close this 4th inning out as it has gone against the Giants. Mota loves hot weather.
So today should be right up his alley. He pitched last night, gave up a run in an inning.
And he puts sleeves on, then he puts on a t-shirt, then he puts on his uni. I mean, he likes it hot.
And buttons it all the way up.
Talk about heating up a soup bone, but you know, the older you get, the more kinks you get in your upper body, the more you need the heat.
A challenge right away. He's got to face Albert Pujols. Catches the outside part of the plate. Strike 1. Pujols knocked in a run against Zito in the 3rd. A 3-run 3rd, 2 runs in here in the 4th. Second and third times through for the Cardinals. Zito was not fooling anybody. And knocked out of the game 3 2/3 innings. Mota's paying attention to John Jay at first base. You would think with Pujols up, the chances aren't real good that Jay is going to try to steal a bag.
Well, you have to say it, you know, with Pujols and 32 home runs in that batter's box, you're kind of in scoring position if you're at first base. Yeah. We used to feel that way with Barry Bonds hitting.
The 0-1, Jay is running. Whiteside's throw right there, but the tag a little late. Sanchez thought he had him. Well, John Jay, aggressive base running, steals second.
Well, Eli Whiteside thought he had him. And second base umpire Gary Cederstrom making the call. Now the tag was high. Watch the glove from Sanchez, and it may have allowed a little bit of a window of opportunity. And looking at it that way, it looked like he was safe. But I don't think it's a smart play because you just took the bat out of Pujols' hands. Now, people are booing it, but you ought to boo John Jay for stealing the base. I mean, this is a no-brainer for Bruce Bochy. And John Jay made that decision for him.
Giants trying to hang in this game, keep the Cardinals from really blowing it open. They will walk Pujols intentionally. There's ball 4.
Another look. Bang, bang.
Two on, two out for Matt Holliday.
Bang, bang plays, umpires can't be wrong.
Yeah.
They just can't be. Anything you call is acceptable.
Hard to be critical of a call that goes either way. Ball 1 to Holliday. Holliday drove in a run on an 0-2 pitch against Zito in the 3rd. Hit a hard ground ball back up the middle. Moda. Ball 2. Pop up from Holliday. We'll see if it's playable. Posey has plenty of room. So Guillermo Mota out of the bullpen limits the damage. 2 left, but 5-0 Cardinals lead. Giants come home after today in St. Louis, part of the upcoming homestand, August 31st. It's a Tuesday night, 7:15. It is Jewish Heritage Night, presented by the Jewish National Fund. A $20 special event ticket gets you a Jewish-themed Giants beanie. Lots of fun stuff going on before the game, and ticket proceeds benefit the Jewish National Fund and other nonprofits in the Jewish community. For tickets to Jewish Heritage Night at the ballpark, call 415-972-2298. The Mississippi River just a few blocks away from Busch Stadium inside the ballpark. Giants struggling in game 3 of this series, down 5-0 with Burrell, Guillen, and Sandoval coming up against Jaime Garcia.
So did you take a trip over to the Mississippi and spit in it?
You know, I didn't this year. Is that bad luck that I didn't do it?
No.
Okay, good.
It's just fun.
It was so hot these last couple of days that even walking 5 blocks outside just did not sound all that fun to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Giants will definitely be happy to get back to San Francisco weather. And really, I mean,
Burrell on an 0-2 pitch has himself a base hit. He's 2 for 2.
he's the only guy that's been able to figure out Jaime Garcia. Well, here's the Pacific Specialty Insurance poll question. You can log on to csnbayarea.com to vote, to view the poll results, watch Giants postgame live.
There it is.
But if you think about it, this is really the last time the Giants are going to have to play in a real hot environment, unless, you know, something were to happen in September late when they go to Chicago, which is unlikely given the time of year. And I know they go to Arizona on their next road trip. It's a 3-city 10-game road trip, but you know those games are going to be indoors, and it's not really going to be uncomfortable. So from a player's perspective, this is really the last time they're going to be exposed to a real hot game.
Good.
Yeah. Come on. This is your weather. You're from Virginia.
Oh, long time ago. I think if you live here and you get used to it, this isn't so bad. You can handle it. In fact, maybe you're okay with it. But
yeah, you definitely get used to it. But the natives here in St. Louis saying this is one of the hottest summers they've had in a long time.
Guillen might be a double play again. It is.
Boy, what a nice turn from Felipe Lopez. Now, you didn't have a whole lot of speed with Burrell or Guillen on this play, but even with all of that, Felipe Lopez had to really perform kind of a juggling act and a nice exchange, glove hand to bare hand. And I think this is really where you see genius in the middle of the diamond. That exchange from glove hand to bare hand, you take it for granted on a daily basis watching middle infielders make that play, but it's not easy, and he made it look easy. Nice pick.
Sandoval takes a strike. The footwork, you're getting out of the way of the runner. You're clearing some room. You make that quick exchange.
A lot going on. That's why you practice it 1,000 times a month.
And I give this Cardinals team credit. It was really hot this morning, and there was no breeze whatsoever. And a lot of them were out here at 11 a.m. before that even. Taking extra ground balls. Pujols was working at first base. They were hitting him intentional, tough hops, and he was handling and throwing to second. Comebacker Garcia is going to have another quick inning. Giants gone quietly. All Cardinals right now leading the Giants 5-0. Giants will be back home after this one. The Reds are coming to San Francisco. 3 games starting tomorrow night. All 3 games will be televised right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Those are the pitchers, the pitching matchups. Kane, Sanchez, Bumgarner against the Central leading Reds. And the start times you see. The pregame show kicks off 6:30 Monday and Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, noon for day baseball. Giants and Dusty Baker's Reds, who have played really well lately. And the first place team in the Central. Sweating it out at Busch Stadium. 5-0 Cardinals leading. Felipe Lopez, who has played a good game defensively at second base, is the hitter to lead off. Mota still in for the Giants on the mound. Padres, by the way, continue to lead in Milwaukee 2-0, getting to the middle part of that game. They're in the 5th at Miller Park. The Phillies lead is also 2-0 at home against Washington. That game in the bottom of the 6th. The Phillies are the wild card leader. The Padres the West leader. Ball 2 to Felipe Lopez. Switch hitter. He batted right-handed rather against the lefty Zito. Now turned around against Mota. 2-1. Ball 3.
Straight challenge here, 3-1. Make him swing the bat.
Ball 4. He did not. And Mota is struggling with his command right now. He got the final out in the 4th inning. And the numbers are a little skewed because he issued a couple of pitches as a part of an intentional walk. But since coming out of the bullpen, he's thrown 13 pitches, 3 strikes.
Under the watchful eye of Dave Righetti. And I think when you have a guy like Mota, when he has problems with wildness, it usually means he's tired.
Pitching back-to-back games. He threw 21 pitches last night.
And when you're tired, especially this time of year, you can't get your arm up into its normal slide. The arm starts to kind of sag a little bit, get a little bit lower. If you're a 3/4, it gets to a low 3/4, and it can affect your command. But you know, when you talk to Guillermo Mota about pitching, he'll tell you exactly where he's at. I mean, he really knows his arm. You would expect that from a guy who's been around as long as he has been. And there's tricks to get around it when your arm starts to sag too.
Gets a strike there to Pedro Feliz. What are some of the things you might be able to do?
Well, Rick Russell used to talk about it. He says if your arm starts to get a little bit lower, you change grips, go more to 2-seam fastballs because you're going to get a little more sink because of the lower angle anyway. And if you're a curveball slider pitcher, call more sliders because it's easier to throw a slider from that angle than it is a curveball.
Center fielder Aaron Rowand makes a catch, 1 away.
But I mean, these are things these are corrections you're making on the mound on the fly. I mean, ideally, you don't want to have a low angle slider because that's a breaking ball that has a tendency to get flat. But if you're out there and your arm's hanging a little bit, you can create a little bit of movement with that angle just by changing the grip. You can kind of cheat on your thumb. If you take a 2-seam grip and you hold your fingers along the lines of the seams, and you take your thumb and move it more so that it's underneath your forefinger, and you grip the ball like that and throw it like a normal fastball, it will give you a little more sink. You'll pronate sooner, and from a low 3/4 angle, you know, it'll give you a little more movement. But in the end, if you got a tired arm, there's not a lot you can do about it.
And it is a part of the game, right? Some days you have your good stuff, some days you don't, and you're constantly, as a pitcher, trying to figure out how to get by no matter what the situation is.
Well, and moving the thumb around is really an easy way to try and do that. And that's an easy thing too for young players. And not so much a little league, because, you know, their hands are so small on the ball. But as you get to be 14 to 18 years old and your hands get a little bit bigger, you can just grip the ball like a normal grip and just kind of move your thumb over about a ½ inch underneath the forefinger, and then move it the other way. You know, kind of move your thumb around, kind of like an udder on the back of a boat. You can kind of put different movement. The more movement, if you take your thumb and put it under your forefinger, you're going to get more sink. If you put it more under your middle finger, you're going to get cut.
So,
and that's what they call, and that's finger pressures.
Fool around with it, see how it reacts with different grips.
Every time a big league player, or any professional player for that, or any college player for that matter, plays catch, they're always, you know, playing around with a few things like that to see how. I'm talking about pitchers in general. You don't want to see outfielders throwing 90-foot sliders.
Runner goes, and that pitch was so far outside. Whiteside really didn't have a chance to throw out Lopez. Stolen base has been a big part of the strategy for the Cardinals in this series.
Really has been. I mean, you almost expected Lincecum's game, because that was one of the things that he does not do well. But you can see from that pitch, the fact that Whiteside even got a throw off is sort of miraculous, as wide as that pitch was. But definitely part of Tony La Russa's game plan to try and beat the Giants in the series, and it's been effective.
Get his offense going. The Cardinals really have not been swinging the bats lately. So maybe part of the strategy just to jumpstart things. And another one, the Whiteside has to save way outside. Mota is searching for it right now.
He is. But you'd never know it watching him. He never panics, always has the same look. That's a big part of pitching too. I mean, hitters can sniff panic. They can sniff panic like a pack of hyenas can sniff a wounded animal.
Strike two.
Oh, a nice 3-1 location with that fastball at 95. A little anger behind that pitch. The other thing too, I think it's one of the biggest misconceptions about baseball. You hear about finger pressures, and it sort of gives the impression that you have to put pressure on your fingers when you throw a baseball, and you don't. You want to have a nice loose grip on your baseball. Your hand at the very end is going to, on its own, try and hang on to the ball. You can't think to do it.
Down the right field line, and a fair ball. It's going to kick up into the seats, which means Yadier Molina will go to second. Lopez is allowed to score. It's a double, and it's 6-0 Cardinals. Molina has not made it out in the game. 2 for 2.
That's a pretty impressive 2-strike at bat. And one thing about the Molina family, they're not afraid to use right field. We saw it with Benji Molina, and when he was a Giant. Yadier here uses the whole field. That was a nice 2-strike at bat.
He sure hasn't looked like a guy who's been having his poorest offensive season in a while. Here's Alan Craig. Ball 1. But you were talking about young pitchers and how to grip the baseball. And I think it's worth repeating. It's not a question of how hard you grip the ball. The grip pressure overall should be the same no matter where your thumb is, no matter how your fingers are positioned.
And when I do clinics and talk to young pitchers or young players, you know, it's the old saying in baseball: how hard should you grip a ball? And it's, imagine if you have a bird in your hand. You don't want to grip it hard enough to hurt the bird, but you don't want that bird to get away either. So it's just that kind of a pressure. That's what you want to put on a baseball. To over grip a baseball, you lose wrist snap and you lose wrist speed, and you lose velocity and movement because of it. You want a nice, easy grip. Remember, you got that bird in your hand when you got a baseball in your hand. And don't let that bird go, but don't hurt him. Ramon Ramirez getting ready.
Guillermo Mota's just trying to hang in there now. Craig to center field. Hit it pretty well, but Rowand is there. 2 down. Brings up the pitcher, Jaime Garcia. Now, the only thing Garcia has not done well today is swing the bat. He has been ultra efficient on the mound. It's one of those games where if baseball had any sort of measure of time of possession or some sort of equivalent like football has, the Cardinals would be winning that battle by a huge margin. They have been at the plate for most of this game. And a lot of that has been because of how efficient this guy's been when he's been on the mound. One ball, one strike, the count to Garcia. I was happy to hear that Steven Strasburg this morning apparently checked out okay. Was going through his normal day after a start routine and wasn't feeling any pain. Garcia dunks one into left field. Base hit. Molina's going to stop at third. Burrow was playing shallow. Jaime Garcia getting into the act with a base hit. Back to the top of the order for the Cardinals. Scary moment last night. Strasburg, pitching for Washington, had to leave the game and was reporting some pain in his forearm, his elbow area, and they were worried, but apparently it's not the worst case scenario. They think he's going to be all right, which is good news. One of the great young stars of the game.
Yeah, he certainly has brought some energy into baseball this summer. Anytime you hear stiffness in the forearm around an elbow, you immediately start thinking Tommy John.
Yep.
But definitely a prospect you want to handle with kid gloves, and I wouldn't be surprised if they shut him down the rest of the year.
Yeah, this morning apparently the Nationals folks, Jim Riggleman, said we haven't made that call, but he probably is going to miss a start, so we'll skip him, make sure everything's okay. They're going to do an MRI, and they will handle him very carefully, but it's good news for the game of baseball if he's all right. Righetti with a visit to Mota. Now he's back in the dugout. You got Lopez joining Ramirez in the bullpen.
Got some good news coming out of Los Angeles if you're a Dodger fan, but really at this point baseball fan in general. Vin Scully today announced that he's coming back for 2011.
How about that?
There was some speculation earlier that he might retire. Announced today, nope, coming back for another year.
Now, will that be his 63rd season?
I think 62nd.
Yeah.
That's right. He's got more years in the big leagues than we have in life. Now, that's not that big a deal for you to say, but that is a big deal for me to say.
I think 1950 was his first year with the Dodgers back in Brooklyn. He's been with the Dodgers the whole time. And he's the one Dodger about whom we can say we love him.
Yep, we do.
So that's great that he's coming back for another season of broadcasting baseball where he belongs. I mean, I think he's 82 years old.
Yep, he'll turn 83 in November.
He sounds like he always has. So that's good news. This morning the word leaked out that Vin was going to make a big announcement before the game. So I think immediately everybody thought, well, that's it. He's going to say he's hanging him up.
Well, there was an article written about him last year that this 2010 season was going to be his last year. Bill Plaschke, the writer who had written the article,
Brendan Ryan through the hole on the right side. That'll score a run. Guillen throwing to third, and Garcia got lucky there. Went in standing, almost got tagged out. 7-0 Cardinals. I don't know why Garcia was going to third in the first place, but he made it. Brendan Ryan knocks in a run. Not Guillermo Mota's day. Bruce Bochy out for a second time this afternoon to make another pitching change. So going back to the bullpen with the Cardinals blowing the game open, leading 7-0 here in the last of the fifth. Seven-0 Cardinals in St. Louis. It's the bottom of the fifth, and another pitching change when it's time for a change. Think Speedy oil change and tune-up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. The new man out of the bullpen, the left-hander Javier Lopez.
Javier Lopez, you see the numbers collectively between Pittsburgh and the Giants, making appearance number 60. One of the leaders in the league in that category. 2.56 ERA. Excellent season. Javier Lopez as a Giant would make it his 10th appearance, and he's been fantastic. In the 7 innings that he has pitched as a Giant, he has only allowed 2 hits.
Well, Lopez has indeed been very good, and the idea here is get John Jay before the inning gets to Albert Pujols again. Cardinals have already busted it open. Strike one from Lopez to Jay. I have been impressed with Javier Lopez. And I don't think it's just the results. I think the stuff has been a little bit better than I remembered it when we saw him, say, with Colorado a few years ago. Ground ball toward the middle and into center field. Well, even Lopez, victim of the Cardinals offense, breaking out today. Jay with an RBI single. And Pujols indeed will come up. Nothing St. Louis. You had Ramon Ramirez warming up. He is ready to go in the bullpen, but at least as of this moment, Lopez is staying in. Lopez came from the Pirates, so from this Central Division. But it's not like he was asked in Pittsburgh to face Pujols a whole lot. More of a left-handed specialist. Albert's 1 for 3 against him.
Well, one thing about Javier Lopez, he's got some variety of arm angles he can give you.
Ground ball left side. Uribe, close play at second, but they just get Jay. And at long last, the 5th inning is over. 3 more runs for the Cardinals, who lead 8-0.
Welcome back to the Coors Light 6th inning. Now it's time for the Coors Light Freeze Can. We go back to the first inning. 2 outs. Buster Posey stepping against Jaime Garcia and hits a bolt. However, Pedro Feliz right there to spirit. And that's kind of how the day has gone for the Giants. That's our Coors Light Freeze Can, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Many of the Cardinals have already had 4 at-bats today. Meanwhile, Juan Uribe is going to lead off here in the 6th and take his second. 8-0 Cardinals. Uribe struck out in the 3rd against this man, Jaime Garcia, who is churning toward win number 11.
Well, he's been impressive today. And, you know, we had a chance to watch him from this unusual angle right over the top of the pitcher. You get a chance to see how much movement he has on his pitches. Cut fastball there, but his sinker is just huge.
I like that camera angle. Line drive from Uribe. Jay, though, to make the catch.
And when they do hit the ball in the nose, it finds a glove.
1 out. Here comes Eli Whiteside. Cardinals' big rival, the Chicago Cubs, are playing at home today. They're trailing the Braves at Wrigley 5-3, but that's not really the big story today at Wrigley Field. Lou Piniella announced that not only is he going to be finished as a manager at the end of this season, he's going to be finished at the end of this afternoon. This will be his last game. His mom is not doing well, and he wants to spend time with her, and so his big league managing career is ending this afternoon. Lou Piniella.
Well, he's had a great career. He was a world champion as a player. He was a world champion as a manager.
Then a GM. He's done it all in the game. Whiteside to shortstop. 2 down. And it's to me at least it's fitting in a way that his last game as a manager will come against Bobby Cox, who's retiring at the end of this season and has been right along with Lou Piniella part of the group of the great managers of this generation. I think the guy here in St. Louis is in that mix too, Tony La Russa. Sherholtz will hit for Javier Lopez. Strike one. I imagine that Lou Piniella will somehow stick around the game, maybe not on an everyday basis, but I can't imagine him just leaving baseball entirely.
Well, I agree with you, and it may be in a couple of years where he takes some time off that he gets back in as an advanced scout or just a consultant to a general manager. Respected opinion, guys want to hear it.
Big time. Garcia, another strong inning. 8-0 Cardinals.
Giants baseball is brought to you by Farmers Insurance. To find your local Farmers agent, call 800-FARMERS today. By Xfinity, the next generation in home entertainment. Now available in the Bay Area and coming soon to the Central Valley. And by Verizon Wireless, introducing the Droid X, the next generation of does.
Our McDonald's game summary from St. Louis. All Cardinals today. 8-0 out hitting the Giants 11-2. Pat Burrell's got both of the Giants hits. Nobody else has even been on base. Jaime Garcia has been fantastic. And the Cardinals have just piled up the base runners against Zito and the bullpen. Add it all up. 8-0 St. Louis. Looking like they're going to be the team to take 2 out of 3 this weekend series. Matt Holliday against the new pitcher Ramon Ramirez. He is in to pitch. The Giants also leave Nate Sherholtz in the game. Sherholtz is the right fielder. Jose Guillen comes out. Holliday 1 for 3 with an RBI hit. Ramirez falls behind quickly. 2-0. Ramirez, another pitcher who is working back-to-back games. Last night got a couple of outs through 8 pitches.
The numbers for Ramon Ramirez, 54th time he's taken the ball. Still looking for his first win, which, you know, it's something you don't really think a whole lot about when you're in the bullpen. Wins are kind of
Uribe is going to handle this one for the out. So there is Sherholtz staying in right field. Jose Guillen, who's not fully healthy. Giants looking for spots where they can give him some innings off. So Sherholtz will play the rest of the way. But Ramirez, we showed you the numbers combined between the Red Sox and the Giants. With the Giants in 9 games, he's not given up an earned run. He's done a nice job. Felipe Lopez. Without a hit, he has contributed today for the Cardinals on the defensive side. He's also did a sac fly, walked, stolen a base, scored a run. Done a little bit of everything. Line drive. There's his hit. Now you can say he's done it all. Padres have pulled farther out in front in Milwaukee, leading the Brewers 7-2. If that score holds up, looks like the Giants will be 6 back starting their homestand tomorrow against the Reds back in San Francisco. And the Phillies are up 4-0 against the Nationals, so the Giants could be 2 back in the wild card race. Pedro Feliz, a little pop up. Sanchez will take it, 2 down. Nice round of applause for Yadier Molina, who's 2 for 2 with a walk, a double, a single, 2 runs scored, a run batted in.
It is so much nicer here in St. Louis now with natural grass than what it was back in the 80s when they had turf for many years. Like the National League had a lot of fields that had a lot of turf. And these were the days that used to scare you. It was the Sunday game in St. Louis or the Sunday game in Cincinnati or Philadelphia where you catch a start and you go out there on artificial turf. It would be between 125 and 160 degrees. And that is no exaggeration, folks. It was gnarly.
I got to think as a pitcher you would be counting ahead, looking ahead. Do I catch that Sunday game?
You absolutely did, because you had to start preparing for it about 2 weeks out. Things you ate, the waters or the fluids you drank, you would not want to have any carbonated fluids going into a start like that.
So it's hot. The conditions are tough on a day like today here as it is, but big relief with that natural grass surface.
Yeah, that's the greatest thing they ever did. And now there are just two fields in the game that still have the artificial turf. One in Tampa and the other one in Toronto.
Both in the American League East. That's the turf division.
Yeah, but you look at what turf did to some great careers, and you bring Andre Dawson as the first guy to come to mind. What happened to him playing all those years on the turf in Montreal cut his career short. And he's got some real problems now with his knees because of it. But a lot of guys are like that. Lower back, hip problems, knee problems. Just wasn't good going out there playing it every day.
Being in Cooperstown with Andre this summer, watching him go into the Hall of Fame and hearing his stories about what he had to do to play every single day for the last many years of his career. He had knee problems that were sort of pre-existing, but the turf in Montreal just so exaggerated it. He'd be at the ballpark at 1 o'clock in the afternoon for a night game, all just spending hours and hours with the training staff getting ready. He said he'd go home and his wife would have all the ice packs all laid out, and he'd go sit on the sofa or go in bed after a game, and she'd be changing ice packs up until 2 o'clock in the morning, and then they'd finally go to sleep. Sanchez, long way to go. He got there. It was real fun being with you for these middle innings, Mike.
Dave, you did good.
Coming back. 8-0 Cardinals.
Hey, next Sunday, August 29th, is the annual Dog Days of a Summer event presented by Natural Balance Pet Foods. You can bring your dog to AT&T Park for the Giants D-backs game. It starts at 1:05. All dogs are going to get a special Giants dog bowl. You get to enter your canine friend in our annual costume contest, and you will have the opportunity to participate in a pregame on-field parade. Please clean up after your dogs. Special ticket is required. Call 415-972-2356 for details. It is 8-0 here as we head to the top of the 7th. And once again, here is Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, Mike. Aaron Rowan will lead things off. I know what dog innings look like.
Yeah, we've seen a few here today.
How about the last 3? Rowan on the first pitch, pops it up. It'll be Lopez behind Pujols. 1 pitch, 1 out. And that'll bring up Sanchez. Garcia's allowed 2 base runners, both singles to Pat Burrell. And here in the 7th inning, he's thrown 59 pitches.
Well, economical is what you'll often see from a sinker baller who's throwing strikes. That's the key. When he's throwing strikes and challenging, guys are swinging at him. They're putting balls in play, and you're getting a lot of outs in less than 3 pitches.
He's Fernando Valenzuela.
He has been fantastic. He has faced the minimum. When he has given up a base hit, he's only given up two leadoff singles to Pat Burrell in the second and the fifth. He followed it up, getting a ground ball from Guillen, and double played both of those scenarios.
One and two to Sanchez. Sanchez is bounced out and he's popped out. Very high. Had to go a long way to catch this pop up.
Oh, he really did.
And Sanchez called out.
Strikeout number 4 for Garcia. Just the first time today in his 4 strikeouts that it was a called strike 3.
Here's Buster Posey, who's lined out and he's bounced out. First pitch strike is Phil Colbreth has opened up the strike zone a little more. Out of play. Nice swing by Posey. 0-2. And Posey is gone. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the 7th.
Hi, everybody. Scott Reese in our San Francisco studios. Join Bip Roberts and me for postgame live after the ball game. Then at 6 o'clock on Sportsnet Central. Much more Giants coverage with regard to both the division and the wild card races. And the A's trying to creep back into that American League West picture. It's all coming up on Sportsnet Central at 6 o'clock. Kruk and Kite, take us home.
All right, thanks, Scott. It's been all Cardinals. They've brought every part of their game to Busch Stadium today.
Boy, have they ever. And that man right there has been the offense. 2 hits for the Giants, both singles by Pat Burrell.
Here's Alan Craig, who homered off of Zito in the 4th inning. Big swing and a miss, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Garcia to follow. Ramirez in his 2nd inning of work.
Alan Craig, who back in the 4th inning unloaded his 2nd home run of the year. We're going to make it our Dodge Ram drive of the game. And the Cardinals kind of waiting for this guy to get going. They have been very patient, and he has had great credentials in the minor leagues. A lifetime 300 hitter, had I think 4 seasons that he had 20 or more home runs. But he's not been able to apply it at the big league level. He was the guy that they thought was going to be able to fill in, and they were able to trade Ryan Ludwig to the Padres. Ludwig was a guy who had power, an established hitter. They wanted to create some room for Alan Craig, but he has scuffled.
Well, they also thought Colby Rasmus healthy. There's your center fielder. Then you've got Craig and John Jay that you can flip-flop, platoon if you like. But Rasmus has been on the DL. Out of play, a little pop-up down the right field line.
These are the days that you're looking for volunteers out of the bullpen. Last game of a road trip, day game after night game. Guys can get a little tired down there.
Some work for Nate Sherholtz in right field as Sherholtz will put it away. 1 out. And Garcia is going to hit for the 4th time.
I mean, that's what's really nice to have an arm down there like Ramon Ramirez, because we talk about how resilient his arm is. Rubber arm. This is something Jaime Garcia's never done. That's hit in the 7th inning. His longest appearance as a pitcher in the big leagues has been 7 innings, and he's going to go past that today. So hitting here in the 7th is something he's never done. 67 pitches. He's faced the minimum number of Giants through 7 innings, 21. He has been spectacular.
Ramirez evens the count with a called strike, with Brendan Ryan's to follow. 12 hits for the Cardinals. It's been the 3rd, 4th, and 5th inning. Killed the Giants. 3, 2, and 3. Sandoval spears it to his left, and then he throws him out.
It was a nice play. Ball kind of took a weird bounce. He kind of stayed with it. I mean, you ever go to sleep? I mean, I won't say go to sleep, but you ever kind of get a little bit complacent when you have a pitcher up there hitting?
Every time.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not asking a bad question.
Well, I mean, listen, Garcia's not known to hit. He's coming into the game 7 for 42. So you don't expect really to get a lot of action. But you really do have to be on your toes. Ryan knocked in a run in the 5th inning. And there's some guys here that didn't have very good averages that have hurt the Giants today. We talked about Alan Craig. Brendan Ryan is not lighting it up this year offensively. The rookie John Jay is having a good year. He's got a couple of hits and a walk. Two balls and a strike. Ramirez deals to Ryan, and Ryan takes low, ball 4. So that's a nice day for the shortstop.
5th walk today issued by Giants pitching. That is a good day for Ryan, as he's kind of guy that's been trying to improve his on-base percentage. His on-base percentage coming into today's ball game, 286, not good.
Here's John Jay, who's got a couple of hits. He's also drawn a walk. Yeah, you add the hits and walks, 17 base runners. That means you're out of the stretch a lot. Lined into right center field. Sherholtz can't get it. Sherholtz has got the good arm as he holds Jay to a single. Ryan moves over to 3rd.
And that's a 3-hit day for John Jay. Fastball out over the plate at the belt. And this is a nice play by Sherholtz to cut it off. Jay's got great speed. And to hold him to a single on this play, that's nice work by Sherholtz.
Here's Dave Righetti as he's going to come out.
Well, Santiago Casillas throwing down the Giants bullpen. He's ready to go. And a day like today, you can definitely get loose. And in 8 pitches. Getting loose simply means getting your fastball established.
Yeah, join us tomorrow at 6:30 for pregame live, and then we'll be on the air at the top of the hour. All 3 games will be on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. 2 night games and then a 12:45 start on Wednesday with Madison Bumgarner. So check us out. All 3 games, important games, as the Reds are coming into town, no pun intended, red hot.
Yeah, they lead the Dodgers right now in the top of the first inning, 2-0.
Pujols takes high. Pujols single in a run on the 3rd off of Zito. Off the end of the bat, foul as it rolls to Matt Holliday. And that evens the count at a ball and a strike.
That has been some of the criticism directed towards this Cardinal team. That Walt Jocketty, who was the former general manager here in St. Louis, is now the general manager in Cincinnati. And Cardinal people around town, fans, upset that Jocketty was let go, because he has done a great job in Cincinnati getting the Reds to a team this year that are very much contending for a playoff spot in the National League Central, and certainly the #1 team in the division to beat right now.
The 2-1 pitch to Pujols. Foul back. It's 2-2. Ryan is the runner at 3rd. Jay is the runner at 1st. Ramirez got the first 2 outs pretty quickly, but it has not been the case after that. Low, and it's 3-2. This will be the 34th pitch for Ramirez. Posey's going to play behind Jay. If you plan on getting a force play at second on a ground ball, you better hurry. And the walk. Travis Ishikawa is coming into the game. This is going to be a double switch. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Casilla is coming in. Well, Casilla is going to come in with the bases loaded. Cardinals already up 8-0.
There you see Casilla's numbers. 35th time he's come into a game. 4-2, 2.02 ERA, 39 strikeouts and 35 2/3, and he's got to be pretty psyched up. He came back to the team after missing a couple days, where he and his wife celebrated the birth of their 2nd child, a boy. That usually makes you throw a little harder.
Well, he's probably not well rested, like he's been sitting in his hotel room sleeping. Flew back to be with his wife for the birth, so he's probably been traveling, but as far as resting his arm, that he has done. Ishikawa now at first base. I would suspect that he is going to light up the radar gun today.
I would expect that.
I mean, he usually does anyway, but Holiday is 1 for 4. Off his foot, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
96-mile-an-hour fastball just to say hello. How do you do? I'm Santiago Casilla. How you like me now?
Down low. Ryan's at third, Jay at second, Pujols at first. Swing and a foul. It's 1-2.
He does not ever have a problem finding stuff. He's got one of the strongest arms in the league.
And Holiday really fought off a pretty good breaking ball. I think Holiday figures he's going to see something hard, whether it's a fastball or whether it's a slider. So get your bat started and let her rip. And he got him to end the inning. We will head to the 8th. Well, Giants and Reds tomorrow night at AT&T Park. Check out the KNBR 680 special view level ticket offer. It's for all 3 games. And what you do is you go to sfgiants.com, you zip in the code KNBR, and you're going to get good seats. So check it out from KNBR, the sports leader.
Couple Giants fans. That gentleman found a way to beat the heat.
Eight nothing. Here's Pat Burrell. Burrell is singled twice. He's the only Giant in this game where his average has gone up today. 2-0 with Ishikawa on deck.
Jaime Garcia has been fantastic. He hasn't had many deep counts.
This has popped up out into center field, and it's going to be Lopez, who was battling just about everything.
And it is a statistic that a lot of teams keep, and it's a quick out statistic as to how many batters you can face and get them out within 3 pitches. I mean, that's your goal. The only time you really pitch for a strikeout is when the situation presents itself, or if some guy ticks you off, you want to strike him out. But for the most part, you want to get a guy out and be as economical as you can in regards to the number of pitches you throw.
Here's Ishikawa.
Garcia, with that out, has now pitched 7 1/3 innings, the longest he has ever thrown in his young big league career.
The 1-1 to Ishikawa is right there, a fastball, 1-2.
Four times today he has had a single-digit pitch total. In the first inning, he had 10 pitches in an inning. This is the fewest amount of pitches that we've seen this deep in a ball game all year. Not even close.
Ishikawa fights this one off, and he will see another pitch.
But you can definitely understand as to why the Cardinals are so excited about this lefty. Just 24 years old, turned 24 in July.
Ishikawa out swinging way out in front. 6 strikeouts. And here's Sandoval. Woody's still hanging in there.
Kirk Reeder will not lead before this final out. Here's the breaking ball that strikes out Ishikawa. And we haven't seen many times where Ishikawa has been reaching and out of balance. And that was one of those times. There's Kirk Reeder.
Yeah. He may not be happy, but he's hanging in there.
His 2 daughters, his wife Carla.
Reeder had never met Aubrey Huff before, but it didn't take Huff long after he was introduced to Kirk Reeder. Huff was trying to tell him, just do it, just shave your head. Just give up. And Woody was like, no, 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 no.
Well, his argument is, I still look like I have hair when I have a hat on.
Yeah. Sandoval takes high.
But Aubrey Huff, I mean, he will definitely get on everybody that walks through Mike Murphy's doors in that Giants clubhouse.
Sandoval on the ground to Ryan. Ryan will flip on to first, and that'll end the inning. So Garcia, another 1-2-3 inning. Nothing Cardinals. Earlier in the game, we were talking about Kirk Reeder, and then he almost got winged by a foul ball. And his 2 girls, they were going, Dad, come on, you got to protect me. Later on in the game, Tim Flannery to the security guy and to one of the girls. Oh, yeah.
Hey, she brought her glove. Nice going.
Well, he's going to want to see if he can have that ball to put it in the shed. Here's Lopez to lead it off. 8-0. It'll be Lopez, Pedro Feliz, and then Molina.
Well, one thing about Kirk Reeder, he gets to walk through life with a very cool handle when introduced. And that is the winningest left-hander in San Francisco Giants history. And now that's very cool.
He had a good run.
He did.
Outside, 3 straight pitches. One more than Mike McCormick. Of course, Gary Lavelle, most of his damage done with the Giants is a reliever.
And that's the picture that the Giants posted to break the losing streak down in San Diego to the Padres. Kirk Reeder was always accused of having a horseshoe in his back pocket. And every time that there was a basketball pool or any kind of a pool where they were throwing in a few bucks and draw teams out of the hat, he would always get the best team across the board every year. #1 seed. It was just automatic. So the horseshoe applied to many facets of Kirk Reeder's life, not only to his career on the mound. So when the Giants were going bad in San Diego, my partner, cut his picture out, hung it up on the dugout, and lo and behold, they broke the streak. So he still got that magic working.
How come we haven't done it since then? That's the point.
Well, I think we had to have a little statue that we weld onto the front of the plane, and we take it wherever we go. Kirk Reeder.
Three and 2 to Felipe Lopez. And the walk. Here's Pedro Feliz. All those years for Kirk Reeder. Dave Righetti, the pitching coach. Here's Feliz. Jeremy Affeldt starting to get loose. And that pitch is down low. I think Garcia thought he had a strike. 2 balls and no strikes.
A 1-for-4 day for Pedro Feliz. He was definitely excited to get here to St. Louis. It was not happening in Houston this year, where they were going to contend to go to the playoffs. And for a player like Feliz at this point in his career, and a chance to play with the Cardinals, who are definitely contending in this National League Central, he was pretty excited about it.
Good pitch to make it 2-2.
Pedro Feliz, a 10-year veteran, 35 years old now. And he does have a World Series ring. He won that as a member of the Philadelphia Phillies.
And Feliz chops it foul.
Pedro Feliz has been to 3 World Series. A champion in 2008 with the Phils when they beat Tampa Bay. Went the next year when the Phillies got beat by the Yankees, and he went, of course, in 2002 when the Giants played Anaheim.
No outs. Lopez at first. And Feliz is going to shoot this one into the hole for a base hit. He really didn't hit that ball that well, but he just put it in the perfect spot.
Well, this is one of those days you say, all right, let all the balls find all the holes today. Hanging breaking ball up there above the belt. Feliz, always a good high ball hitter, gets another pitch to his strength. But tomorrow now, when the Giants open up the homestand, let all those balls find gloves. That's just how you're supposed to hope.
Here's Molina. A walk and 2 base hits for Molina. And that's lifted foul and out of play. Fourteen hits. The Cardinals have stranded 11.
Where was that? You know, that's one thing about the Molina brothers I think is pretty cool, that all 3 of them can say that they have World Series rings. Benji Molina won it in 2002 with the Angels. Yadier won one here with the Cardinals, and then his brother Jose, I think he got his with the Yankees.
Swing. You're going to miss. 97 on the radar gun. It's 1-2. $42,638 here at the ballpark today. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And this is hit slowly on the ground, and they'll get 1 there, and now a rundown, and Uribe is going to chase and then tag Feliz, and they do get the double play. The whole time keeping an eye out on what Lopez was doing at third.
Guy, take us through. What is the second baseman thinking of?
Well, he's going to think I'm going to get smoked. If not, I got to at least chase the guy back before I go to first. And then once Uribe gets it, he wants to at least take a peek at that runner at third right before he makes a move, whether it's going to be to try to tag the guy or give up the ball. But your responsibility is always to the runner at third. Up and in to Alan Craig. Giants haven't done very well with runners in scoring position today.
Well, they haven't done very well getting a runner in scoring position today. They haven't gotten a runner past first base against Garcia. That's how good he's been. Cardinals 6 for 12.
Out of play. Garcia in the 9th inning will be facing Uribe, Whiteside, and Sherholtz. And he's standing on deck with 2 outs. Out into center field, and this is going to fall. Nothing on the little blue. And here's Garcia, who is batting for the 5th time. And these Cardinal fans standing.
That gives you some idea as to why guys like to play here. But he has earned that standing ovation. And if you're a player and you hear that, you got tingles.
One and 2 to Garcia. He singled in the 5th inning. Strike 3 called to end the 8th. Garcia trying to come up with a complete game shutout.
Well, check out Sportsnet Central tonight at 6 p.m. You'll see it right here at Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Join David Andrews and Henry Welford as they recap this Giants-Cardinals game. They're going to talk about the wild card watch and then take a look at the National League West. They'll also highlight the A's and the Rays game. You'll see it all tonight on Sportsnet Central, 6 o'clock, only on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area.
9-0 Cardinals. We have some changes defensively as Tony La Russa has taken some of his big guns out of the game. As Garcia throws to Uribe, and there's a shot right back to Garcia, and he puts it away. Randy Wynn is now in left field. Lopez is at first base. Aaron Miles is at second. And Eli Whiteside is the hitter. First pitch at the knees, and it's 0-1.
Pitch number 82 on the day. And that one at 93 miles per hour. It's been one of the highest velocity fastballs that Garcia's had today.
As Whiteside bounces out, he's 0 for 3. And here's Nate Sherholtz.
The pitch count is like something we haven't seen all year or in the last several years. 83 on the day. And he's 1 out away from his first big league shutout.
Past the diving Miles, and Nate Sherholtz has a 1, or make that a 2-out single. And here's Aaron Rowan. Rowan has bounced out twice, and he's popped out. Down low.
First time you get into this situation as a young pitcher, I mean, you want this shutout so bad that you start to pick up your pace and your rhythm starts to get amplified, quickens.
Rowan takes down low. Very high down the right field line, and that'll sail out of play. Two and two to Aaron Rowan with Sherholtz at first. And Rowan bounces this one to Feliz. And Feliz to Miles. And that's the ball game. Cardinals take the last 2 games of this 3-game series as Jaime Garcia ends up with a complete game shutout, and he ups his record to 11-6. And he lost to the Giants earlier in the year, and the Giants come back, and he beats them today.
Well, a 3-hitter, he faced just 1 man over the minimum, and 89 pitches was the pitch count for him to complete 9 innings. Just a remarkable performance, and you tip your cap. One of the best games we've seen for throwing against the Giants all year.
So 9-0 is the final. Giants will head home. Stay tuned. Giants post-game live is going to start right now.